Just want to show you this Sea-Tac plane crash story in Seattle. A few things about today. Today is the last in the eclipse season. It's a partial solar eclipse. It's the 11th of August, 118, and it's day 223 for Euroverse Skull and Bones 322. And what I just realised, though, that I covered the Trump protests on the last eclipse date on the Friday the 13th, the 137, 13th of July, 33rd prime. And I pointed out that there was a mad plant in the crowd that was talking about his sister living in Seattle. And I just thought it's odd that the next eclipse date we have an item in Seattle. And I know Seattle's been on the cards and a lot of theories about that being the next 9/11 location. I know that the Space Needle is 55 years and the birthday is the Queen's birthday. So there's a lot of connections there. But anyway, let's look at this for a second. It is also 16 years, 11 days after the original 9/11 date. So I had a look at Sea-Tac, 49 English ordinal, which is your 7 sevens, and 113 reverse ordinal, which is all the fucking time and is your 30th prime. I'll just show you some of it first. So.
Very good morning to you. This is Sunrise. We'll take you through the papers in just a couple of minutes with Kevin Adams and Yvette Shapiro. But our main news this morning is that a plane has crashed in Washington State in the United States after being stolen by an airline employee at Seattle-Tacoma International. The Sheriff's Department said they were working to conduct a background investigation on the individual who could be heard on audio recordings telling air traffic controllers that he was just a broken guy. Well, the plane took off from Sea-Tac International in Seattle. The aircraft...
Can I just say, Washington, full reduction is 49 for your 7 sevens as well. And if you, instead of doing Sea-Tac, if you want to say Seattle-Tacoma Airport, that's also 79 full reduction, which is your 22nd prime.
Then crashed on Ketron Island in the South Puget Sound. The latest pictures we've got show military jets in pursuit of the aircraft.
And this is just, you don't see anything, but I just want to point out that this is the guy's name, Christopher Mayer, that provided this footage. That's 617 in Jewish, which is your 113th prime for another 113.
The plane itself, and then the military jets following. Just a second.
And if you want another 113, Alaska Airlines,
of course, following
is 113 English ordinal.
Why there was such an urgent scramble of those jets, or the concern that was raised. A short time ago, we got this update from Greg Milan.
This Q400, so a turboprop passenger plane operated by Horizon Air, which is part of the Alaska Airlines group, a big airlines group here, made this what they call an unauthorized takeoff. Now, the sheriff has said they believe the person who was at the controls was a 29-year-old mechanic. And as a result of that flight, they say either because this person was trying to carry out stunts in the air or because they didn't have the flying skills, this plane came down in the Puget Sound about 15 minutes after it took off. It was being pursued, they've confirmed, by 2 F-15 fighters from Portland that were scrambled, as you would imagine, with an unauthorized plane in the air. But it doesn't appear that those fighter jets shot down this plane, but the investigation is going on. From what the sheriff is saying, they don't believe this is linked to terrorism. They say there were signs this person was of a suicidal frame of mind. There is air traffic control audio of them talking to this the person who was flying this plane. This is what the sheriff said about an hour ago.
Before we get to him, just as well, because obviously I like to have a look at the quotations, and suicidal 33 full reduction.
2 hours ago, a plane crashed into Ketron Island. It's a small island off of Steilacoom here. There aren't that many people who live there. There are probably 20 who live year-round. Apparently, the plane was taken from Sea-Tac Airport. Our information now is there was only one person on the plane, and that was the person flying the plane. I understand the person may have been doing some air stunts and whatever. I know that some aircraft were scrambled from the Air Force Base. There is no indication that this person who was flying the plane was trying to damage anything or attack anything. That person crashed into the island. There was a fire that followed. there are about 3 West Pierce Fire units, pumper units. They're going over there by ferry. They should be arriving just about now, as well as some command units and some Sheriff's Department units.
So a pretty thorough rundown there from the sheriff of what they believe has happened. You can imagine there was a lot of disruption on the ground at Seattle Airport, planes grounded as they try to deal with this situation. And of course, the big question now, aside from the motive of this person who the sheriff says they know his identity, they haven't confirmed that identity, but as I say, a 29-year-old mechanic, they say.
Yeah, they haven't confirmed his identity, so I can't look at his name yet, but I just thought I'd have a look at 29, and just, I didn't know this before, but 29 is the duo of 33, and also the hex of 41, and 41's your 13th prime.
Believed to be at the controls of this plane. The questions about security, clearly someone who works for an airline would have clearance to be in certain parts of an airport, but to get controls of a plane and take off and to lead this what appears to have been a chase before coming down in the water will raise some serious questions about security at that airport and all airports. A pretty remarkable story, and a lot of questions that come from that, even though they say the threat to the public is over.
So yeah, obviously they're in your red and blue today. There's a lot going on about the actual day itself, because I know today's also the anniversary of Robin Williams' death, because I keep meaning to look into that one, but I think the obvious thing is it's day 223. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it at that now. Cheers.